It's post-politics time, and we're joined now by the co-author of a blockbuster series in the Washington Post on Top Secret America, the Washington Post's Dana Priest. Dana, first of all, congratulations on a tremendous Part 1 and Part 2 of your series. Looking forward to the rest.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
I wanted to ask you, I'm astounded by one quote in today's story. This absolutely blew me away, from the Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates, saying, "This is a terrible confession. I can't get a number on how many contractors work for the Office of the Secretary of Defense." Let's be clear. He's not talking about how many contractors work for the Pentagon.
Right.
He's simply talking about how many contractors work in his office within the military. How can that possibly be that he doesn't know how many?
Well, first of all, I tried hard not to let my jaw drop on the table when he said that. But the context was that it was very hard to change the number of contractors because they didn't even have a basic head count. And to even elaborate on that sort of embarrassing point, he just put it all out there. And that's something that he's known for, as you know, covering him. Can be very honest when appropriate. And he's making the point that they're trying to do something about it, but it's hard to do so. It's hard. One of the reasons it's so hard is because this contractor workforce grew up so quickly and so large after 9/11. They were just, shoving bodies into places because they wanted to increase the capability of their intelligence services after 9/11. And, they didn't have them sign in. They just had opened the doors, and Congress let pass tens of billions of dollars. And now it's only now, or a couple of years ago, they started to count what they call the core contractors, those that are doing essential government services, which are actually the minority. So they don't have a head count on the majority of people that do the information technology and the administrative support. So I guess he's asked a lot he's asked to get this figure, and he's been asking for quite a while, and still they aren't able to get it for him. We actually have a count of the number of companies that do top secret work in his office, which I think we're going to probably put out on our new blog when it launches on Thursday. We don't want to put it into the article because it just seems sort of, in your face or whatever.
Dana, you say that they're just shoving people into positions after 9/11. They're really just throwing money. It just seems completely bloated. That was one of the key things to come out of your reports over the 2 years. What are the tangible improvements, though, since 9/11 that all of this shoveling money and shoveling people has actually accomplished?
Oh, well, there are a lot of changes that have been positive, including the common theme of information sharing, which was one of the 9/11 Commission's biggest gripes about the system. I think everybody, got their heads knocked together on that one and have done a lot better at that. But even as Secretary Gates told me about that, it's not really the existence of the Director of National Intelligence that's helped that as much as as he called it, ad hoc personal relationships of the people at the top. And if that relationship works, then information sharing and a lot of other things work too. And I said, well, is ad hoc good enough? And he said, well, no. But that's how it works. And today you'll see the confirmation hearing of Jim Clapper, who would be the fourth Director of National Intelligence, which was the position set up by after 9/11 in 2004 to sort of sit on top of the entire community and to manage it. But unlike what most people, I think, believe about that position, it wasn't really given the authority to do that. It can't hire and fire. It can't really force people who head departments to do a lot of things.
I've got to say, though, in response to your series, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence has put out a statement, first of all, saying that you don't accurately portray what's going on in the intelligence community, with no specifics at all,
right.
And then came out with this 2-page fact sheet, key facts about contractors with myths and realities, which, and we're almost out of time, but what amazes me about this, it seems completely unresponsive to your piece.
Well, and none of the myths that they put out there are in my story. They're putting out myths that I don't know where they're getting them from, but yeah, and they also say this is not the intelligence community that we know, and I guess, sort of in a weird way, that's the point.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. All right.
Dana Priest, thank you so much for joining us. Quite a series you have at the Washington Post.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's it for Top Line. In case people were wondering why Rick Klein was not here today, I'm not sure, Karen, maybe you have some information on this, but I'm assured that it has nothing to do with him still recovering from that race over the weekend, but I'm not sure about
I think he's running right now. I think he's all morning he's been running to train.
But that's it for Top Line. Thank you for watching. And continue to watch us at twitter.com/TheNote or twitter.com/John Carl or Karen Travers.
Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.